Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Kevin, and this is my new channel, The Art of Horror, where I'll be concentrating on drawing a horrific picture every day. What you're watching now is a 30-minute quick sketch, pen on paper, pencil, pencil and pen and colour pencil on a A4 cartridge paper of a pretty rotten zombie. I've always been a really big fan of zombies ever since I first saw American Werewolf in London, and saw the Jack zombie as he was rotting as he was getting further into the film. By the time he got to the exposed teeth, I was just absolutely mesmerised as a 12-year-old. Probably the next big zombie to influence me, which almost straight away after that would have been, I would have been about 13 years old. I saw Return of the Living Dead. The Tar Man is one of the best creations I've ever seen, and probably still stands up today as one of the best zombie makeup jobs ever made. It's an amazing animatronic puppet worn by an actor, but you can't kind of see where the puppet ends and the actor begins. So I'm just starting to pen here over the pencil that I've put in. I always start with the eyes. I don't know why I start with the eyes. Some people like to work their way in and finish off with the eyes. I always like to begin with the eyes. I really hate those sorts of zombies that are just a bit of white powder makeup and a couple of contact lenses and some red blood splattered on. They look awful. If I see any more B-grade independent zombie movies with those sorts of zombies in it, my head is literally going to explode. I really like the talent that goes into making some of these puppets and makeups to do with some of the more detailed and scary zombies we've seen in movies over the years, like Creepshow. I think it's called Father's Day. When I saw that, oh my god, when I saw Father's Day on Creepshow, I was just absolutely gobsmacked. Tom Savini's makeups in that movie are absolutely incredible. The Father's Day zombie, and also the story Something to Tide You Over with Ted Dance and Leslie Nielsen. Those drowned, bloated zombies. They looked incredible. The way their skin's all wrinkled up and so evil and gruesome. Something straight out of a Lovecraftian novel, the way they've come out of the ocean. So I'm just trying to add as much detail as quickly as I possibly can. This is what I would call myself, this is what I call for myself anyway, a concept sketch. This is the sort of drawing I would do if I want to do a more detailed piece later on. I just need to get this idea out as quickly as possible. I'm trying to not make mistakes, but if I do, it's no biggie. One of the biggest things you could probably teach yourself if you're getting into artwork is don't sweat the mistakes. They're alright. Just make sure that you don't go too far with a mistake. If you're constantly checking yourself, if you're constantly knowing that what you're in control of, then if you make a mistake, it will be so minor that you can reincorporate it back into the picture. I mean, while I'm watching myself do this, I can actually see where I don't like what I've done in certain areas, but then I build it back up, go over it, recorrect, incorporate, and I'm quite happy with the end result. I'm just trying to make some of the skin look like it's falling off, some of the maybe a bit of his hair's matted and coming down. I'm not going to go too detailed on the top of this guy's head. It's the face I'm kind of worried about getting out at the moment. I'm working at a bit of an odd angle because the camera's sitting over my shoulder, so it wasn't the easiest picture that I've drawn, and I'm getting used to working like this, but it's a very strange feeling having a giant eye hovering over you while you're doing something so private. I've never really... It's one of those things where I've done public artworks before, but it's one of those things I do to retreat and feel good by myself, you know, have a nice cup of coffee and sit down and get an idea out. So I'm using kind of, it's like, I'm not sure what I'd call it, but I use scribbles to, in this style here, to fill in the shading. I'm just concentrating on making this guy look as rotten and dead as possible, like he's just freshly risen from the grave. So I'm going to add a bit of shading here. I've got an old Artline pen. It's, I don't know, I think it's got some colour pencil on its nib. The ink doesn't seem to come out properly, but I do not mind at all. Since it's done that, the ink seems to, while it has got plenty of ink in it, well, it has got plenty of ink in it, it comes out a really light grey with this texture, which is handy for me because I didn't have any grey textures at the time. So I'm just filling in the a bit of the sunken cheeks and some of the shadowing, just to give it a bit more depth here. And I'm going to bring in some colour pencil shortly and just add a bit more character to it by adding a bit of colour, make it a bit more interesting. I'll come in with a brown pencil first. I think I only use 3 colours. It's just to give a general impression of what's in my head. It's always good to have, when you're drawing, imagining what you're drawing as a 3-dimensional thing in your head, not as, like, don't think of your drawing as a flat object drawing in your mind. If you're doing that, you're going about it the wrong way. You need to imagine, if you're drawing, especially characters, you need to be able to imagine your character in your mind. Coming in with a bit of brown pencil here, just lightly building up and up. Not worrying about being too neat. I'm not even staying in the lines so much. I'm not going over those teeth though. Those white teeth are the thing that makes it jump out. Looks like I want to bite you a bit, I think. I'm getting over a bit of the flu at the moment, so you'll have to excuse my croaky voice. I'm leaning on I've got a nice piece of corkboard here, and one of the side effects of using it as a drawing board I've found is you don't have to stick your piece of paper down. The surface is smooth enough to draw on, but it's grippy enough that the paper won't slide around, so I actually like drawing on this surface. Also because it's not an absolute hard surface as well, which I find can be a bit harsh on pens and pencils and things. So my goal is to pretty much draw a horrific picture for you ladies and gentlemen every day. If you'd like to see a piece of artwork every day, please subscribe to my channel. It would help a starving artist out greatly. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked my picture of a rotten zombie. If you'd like to see more, please rate, comment and subscribe. And I will see you all again tomorrow. Thank you for watching. You all have a lovely day. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.